The screen is pitch black. A single rhythmic ticking clock fades in. Imagine you're standing in a room filled with every single thing you've ever bought. Now, imagine a flood is rising. You can only save what you can carry in two hands. Most people drown because they're trying to hold on to the sofa. We live in an era of financial obesity. We are bloated on credit, suffocated by choice, and convinced that complexity equals competence. But the secret to the 1% isn't a complex algorithm or a high-frequency trading desk. It's the brutal art of subtraction. Today, we're stripping the engine. We're going to look at the minimalist money rules that don't just keep you afloat, they make you unsinkable. This isn't about skipping lattes. It's about a total systemic overhaul. The current financial landscape is a hall of mirrors. You're told to diversify into 18 different asset classes, leverage your debt, and make your money work for you. It sounds sophisticated. In reality, it's a distraction. The more moving parts your financial life has, the more ways it can break. Let's look at the first rule. The one in, one out asset ratio.
In a traditional economy, we are taught to accumulate. In a minimalist economy, every new liability must be offset by a productive asset. If you buy a car that costs you $500 a month in depreciation and insurance, you must first secure an automated cash flow that covers that exact amount. If the asset doesn't exist, the liability doesn't enter the house. It's binary, it's cold. It's also the only way to ensure your lifestyle never outpaces your foundation. But why does this feel so difficult? Because of a mechanism called hedonic adaptation. You get a 10% raise, and within 3 months, your brain has recalibrated. You aren't richer, you're just carrying more weight. If you spend 90 of what you earn, you have to work 9 years to support 1 year of freedom. If you spend 50, you work 1 year to support 1 year of freedom. The math doesn't care about your brand of shoes or the zip code you live in. It only cares about the gap. Rule number 2, the burn rate floor. Most people calculate their number based on what they want to have. Minimalists calculate their floor. When you know that number and you realize it's much lower than marketing tells you, fear of losing it all vanishes. The irony of modern finance is that we spend our health to get wealth, then spend our wealth to get back our health. We work jobs we hate to buy things we don't have time to use, to impress people who are too busy worrying about their own debt to notice us. It's absurd, it's a circular firing squad. Now, let's talk about the mechanism of the false choice. The financial industry thrives on giving you too many options. Index funds, ETFs, crypto, options, rates. When you're overwhelmed, you freeze. And when you freeze, you pay fees to someone else to manage the complexity for you. The minimalist rule here is the rule of 3. You are allowed 3 buckets, 1 for immediate survival, 1 for steady growth, 1 for asymmetric bets. Anything more than that isn't investing, it's a hobby, and hobbies are expensive. The hype tells you that you need to be in the market at all times, catching every swing. The reality, wealth is a lagging indicator of patience. Look at the timeline of a typical success story. It looks like a flat line for 10 years followed by a vertical spike. Most people quit during the flat line because they think the system is broken. It's not. It's just loading. We are moving into an economy defined by volatility. Inflation is no longer a textbook concept, it's a grocery store reality. In a volatile world, the person with the fewest recurring obligations is the most powerful person in the room. Debt is a tether to the past, savings is a bridge to the future. When you strip away the jargon and the wealth building seminars, you're left with a very quiet, very boring truth. Financial stability isn't about what you add. It's about what you refuse to let in. It's about the items you didn't buy, the loans you didn't take, and the status games you refuse to play. We've been conditioned to believe that more is better. More income, more houses, more connections, more investments. But more requires maintenance, more requires attention, more creates a larger target for the world to hit. So here is the question you're left with. If you stripped away everything you own that doesn't actually provide you utility or genuine joy, how much of your wealth would be left? And if the answer is not much, were you ever really wealthy to begin with? Think about that the next time you're told you need just one more thing to be secure. Would you like me to draft a follow-up script focusing on the specific rule of 3 investment buckets mentioned here?